should know that I won't leave you. I'll stay beside you. I'm never letting you go. You've been lost and alone in the city.
Hey everybody, it's Ian, the Off-Kilter Crafter. I hope you're having a great day today. As you can tell from the empty space behind me and the time lapse that you just saw and the echoiness of my empty apartment, the movers have just left and I'm now going to be living in an empty apartment for a couple of days while I get ready for my transition to DC. Super excited about this, but it feels so incredibly weird. Now, normally for my monthly recap, y'all know that I talk about projects that I've worked on. I highlight makers in my Facebook group and do all the things, but this month I thought I would do something a little different. I decided that I'm going to make this a vlog of my journey and my travels as I am preparing to move to DC and am moving to DC. So I thought I would kind of just walk y'all through all of my experiences and everything that happens over the next few weeks as I start my transition over to Virginia, DC. And it's starting to hit me. It's really starting to hit me that this is real, that this is happening. What was the weirdest thing was I made this decision months ago to move to DC, and it felt like something far off in the distance that it was something nice and something fun to look forward to, but it wasn't anything immediate. And now here we are. We're at that time that it's happening right now. I'm a typical Gemini and I crave change, but the moment I start getting change, I want it all to go back the other direction the way it was. So this has been really hard for me it's been exciting and I'm super excited about it, but I'm also scared, nervous. The full range of emotions have been going on for the past few weeks, and it's been especially hard. It's been especially hard saying goodbye to friends and knowing that I'll get to see them again, of course, but that they're not just a phone call away. So yeah, it's been an exciting few weeks. It's going to be an exciting few weeks upcoming, but let's take a journey and follow me along as I start leaving Texas. Feels weird to say out loud. As I leave Texas and start my journey towards Virginia. All right, so it is Monday, September 23rd. Obviously, my stuff is gone. I did my final live stream from here in Texas, at least for a while. May do one like randomly if I decide to take a trip down here. Yeah, so now this is the hardest part about moving, is the hurry up and wait situation. I am waiting. I picked up my rental van and I am waiting for them to come pick up my car because I have technically 4 sewing machines to carry with me, plus all the other random stuff that I am not wanting the movers to take on. And so I rented a van, and I'm now waiting for them to come pick up my car. They were supposed to be here between 1 and 3 p.m. It's 3:05 p.m. And now they're saying it's going to be closer to 4 o'clock. So I don't have a lot to do at this point because, there's not a lot in my apartment. I've done as much prepping as I can. There's still a lot to do, but it's mostly like getting rid of the extra boxes that I don't need, or cleaning or vacuuming, or all those little odds and ends. I probably about maybe 10%, maybe even 5% left to do, but it's just those little things that you just can't seem to get done. And anyways, so tomorrow morning, bright and early, I leave DFW and start my journey towards St. Louis. I've never been to St. Louis, and although it won't be a huge trip, like I won't get to see the sights, I won't get to go to the St. Louis Arch and all that kind of stuff, it's still going to be my first time. Sorry about that, that was maintenance. I put in a request because there were some dirt dauber nests out on the patio, and I thought that they would come tomorrow when I was actually out of the apartment. But anyways, doesn't matter. Yeah, the last little bit is always seems to be the hardest, and I cannot wait for the journey to get started. Tonight, I'm gonna go have dinner with my friends one last time, and that's gonna be hard for sure. There's gonna be lots of tears, and yeah, I don't even want to quite think about that yet. But anywho, tomorrow's the big day, I guess. So I guess you'll see the next clip here in a second.
Stand alone in the city lights, I know, but I will guide you
All right, everybody, I've made it to Buc-ee's in Missouri. I've been driving all day and I'm taking a rest stop. It's raining to try and stretch my legs a little bit because I am getting fidgety and that's never a good thing. But I wanted to take a moment and show you like how packed this van is. I am so glad I got this van because otherwise I don't think I would have been able to make this trip. I mean, not bang my head here, but like it is so incredibly full. So yeah, I am so glad I got this van because otherwise it would not have worked out. So I'm going to take a few minutes and stretch. It has been a long day going from Texas to Oklahoma and now Missouri, about a little over 200 miles away from St. Louis, where I'm going to be visiting my friend. And I don't know what else to say really, but it's just been a long day. This is the longest day that I have on this trip, thankfully. It's a 10+ hour drive day. The rest of the day should not be so bad. Tomorrow should be about 5-ish hours, which I'm definitely looking forward to. So yeah, that's where we're at. Hey everybody, it's Wednesday morning and I just woke up a little while ago and I stayed over at my friend's retirement community, and I'm here in St. Louis, by the way. I made it to St. Louis last night and got to spend time with my friend, which is awesome. She's basically like a G-mom for me. I've known her all my life and it's really great. She used to live in Dallas and it's been really great getting to see her here in St. Louis. And check out this little cute space that they have. They have a whole like little setup for people to come and stay as guests. So it's like basically like a hotel room. It's really cute and I'm so glad that I was able to stay here. Today, we are going to be going to, we're going to end up in Ohio is going to be the destination, but we're going to make a stop in Indianapolis to see Heather at Crimson Tate. I'm so excited to see her, and I've never seen Crimson Tate in person, so I'm so excited to actually get to go into the store and see it in person. I've only seen her and the store at QuiltCon, so I'm excited to be able to actually be there this time. So it's going to be another long day, but a good day, and thankfully not as long of driving. We only have about 5 hours and 30 minutes of driving today, give or take, on restroom breaks and all that kind of stuff. But it's going to be a good day, so let's get started.
in the vision. I'll show you again. You've been lost and alone in the city lights, I know. Getting hot, feeling low, and it's out of your control. You should know that I won't leave you. I'll stay beside you. I'm never letting you go. You've been lost and alone in the city lights, I know, but I will guide you home.
All right, so an update. I am currently in Ohio and on my way to Virginia. It's day 3 of my trip, and today's the day. Today's the day I end up in DC, and I'm so excited about that. But I showed a little bit of video yesterday from Crimson Tate. I took a stop in at the Crimson Tate store in Indianapolis, and I've never been in that store. I've seen it in many pictures, and I've seen it many times, but I never actually have been to the store. So I wanted to kind of show off a little bit of what I got from the store. So Heather, who owns Crimson Tate, recently came out with a new fabric line called Pen Pals. And you know, since I was at Crimson Tate, that I had to pick up a fat quarter bundle of Pen Pals. There are so many fun fabrics in this one. It's got little pins. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, but it actually has like little pins. There's paper. There are little pictures of people. It's just a fun line, and I had to get some while I was in the store. I mean, how could I not with this rainbow of colors that it has in it? I just absolutely loved it. So the fun thing was, not only did I get that, but I also they gave me a sticker that has some of the pins on it from the actual fabric line. And then they gave me a pig pen, which apparently is in the fabric. She actually drew this in the fabric as well. Let's see if it's too bright out here, but yeah, you can kind of see it. It lights up and it's fuzzy and crazy. So really enjoyed stopping in. I got to spend some time with Heather and grab coffee and just catch up. I always enjoy seeing her at QuiltCon. And when she came to talk to my guild many years ago now, when she came to talk to my guild, it was great to see her again and catch up and talk with her in her own place instead of being at QuiltCon, right? So instead of her booth at QuiltCon, it was great to see her shop and meet some of her employees and just hang out for a moment. So anywho, I am, I guess, like 7 hours away from my new home, and I'm so ready to be there. Today is a 7.5 hour day drive. Thank goodness it's not the 10 hours that I did the first day. I don't know if I could do 10 hours again. And at one point it was looking like I might have to do 12 hours, but thankfully I think I'm good, and I'm going to be doing a little bit shorter today. I am tired for sure. If I ever decide to go on a cross country drive again, somebody stop me because it is a lot, especially driving by myself. I think if I had somebody else who was taking over some of the drive responsibilities, it wouldn't be so bad. But doing this myself has been a lot, to say the least. But I'm almost there. It's going to be a good day, and I cannot wait to get in to my new home.
Stay beside you. I'm never letting you go. You've been lost and alone in the city lights, I know. But I will guide you
Well, everybody, as you can see, I've made it to DC. I am currently staying with Becca while I get my apartment all set up and figured out. That's why I'm recording from her studio. She's graciously allowed me to use her studio while I get my studio all set up. And yes, I will have a dedicated YouTube space once I get the moving truck, because I don't have my stuff yet. Whatever I took in my van is what I have right now, and unfortunately my stuff is here in Virginia somewhere. There has not been an official date for me to receive my stuff yet, so hopefully it'll be coming very soon, because let's face it, I miss my bed. The air mattress that I used to sleep on at my apartment and here at Becca's has been okay. It's not terrible, but I definitely cannot wait for my bed to get delivered and sleep in my bed. I also, unfortunately, received some rather sad news about my car. As many of you know, I shipped my car so that way I could fit everything into the van. I had all 4 sewing machines with me, plus a plethora of ribbons and quilt tops and quilts and everything else. So I needed a bigger van to take everything in. It wasn't going to fit in my car, so I shipped my car. And unfortunately, I got word that they unfortunately, how many times can I say unfortunately, they damaged my car a little bit. It's not as bad as it could be, and the car is still drivable, but they said that they were going to take care of it and fix it. I'll show you some pictures right now of the damage that was done. It looks like when it was on the car, 18-wheeler, transporter, whatever you want to call that thing, unfortunately, somebody wasn't paying attention and dented my car. But they say that it will be returned to me soon, and they are repairing it and paying the cost of repairs. Cross your fingers for me, everyone. Hopefully, it is a good repair job, and I don't have to worry about it from this point forward. We'll see what happens. Cross your fingers for me, everyone, that it is a good repair job and that everything looks amazing on the car when I get it back. And hopefully they stick to their timetable, but yeah, who really knows when I'll get that vehicle back. But anywho, it's not terrible because Becca has let me use hers while I don't have one. But let's be honest, if that is the worst thing that happens during this move, then I would count myself pretty lucky, and it is an inconvenience, but honestly, not the worst thing in the world. Now, I said that I was going to make this more of a vlog style video, but I feel like I haven't quite done it justice. There are so many great channels out on YouTube, such as Kara and Nate. If you've ever checked them out, you know exactly what I'm talking about. They're a great travel channel, and they take, I mean, their videos look amazing. Granted, that is their full-time job, and this is not my full-time job. But I was hoping to get footage and do B-roll and talk about everything and just be super organized with it all. But unfortunately, I just don't feel like I did this video justice, because I think it feels more like a couple of disjointed videos all gathered together in one collection. But hopefully it gave you a little taste of my trip. In all, I drove 10.5 hours the first day, 5.5 hours the second day, and about 8 hours the third day. And my goodness, I have never done a long haul road trip like this before. Mine, regardless, by myself. I can't even talk. I'm still trying to recover from it. It was a lot to drive by myself. And I hope next time I do something like this, I will have a co-pilot to help take over some of the shifts of driving, because my booty hurts. It was a lot to sit in a car for 10.5 hours, mind you, 2 more days on top of that. So, yeah, I definitely think next time I will hopefully have a co-pilot or somebody to go along with me for the journey, because boy, was it a long journey. However, I saw some new parts of the country that I've never seen before, and honestly, I think that was pretty amazing. I've seen parts of the country that I have never really considered or thought about, I guess, would be the best way to say that. I have been in Texas for 38 years, my entire life, and granted, I've taken road trips and even traveled abroad before, but it doesn't compare to seeing what your own country has to offer and all the different landscapes that there is in between coast to coast. Looking at a map, I have now visited 21 out of the 50 states, which is a good ways towards my goal of visiting all 50 states one day. Now, granted, a few of those states I didn't have too much going on, like West Virginia. I really didn't do anything other than pass through it. So do you count that? Let me know down in the comments below. Can you count a state that you're just driving through as a state that you've actually visited? I would count that. Although if I pass through in an airport, I don't think I would count that. I don't know. Leave a comment down below and let me know if you're passing through driving, does that count as visiting a state, or would you not count that as visiting a state? I'm going to count it as visiting a state. So far I've visited 21 states, and seeing some of the northern portion of the United States is something that I've never done before. I never ever thought I would drive through Ohio, but But here we are. I drove through Ohio. In fact, I got to spend some time with my friend Barb and her husband. They graciously offered their guest room to me when my plans changed, because originally I was going to be driving through Tennessee. I was actually going to drive down to Nashville and spend some time with my friend there, but unfortunately she was not able to host me after all because of, well, COVID. COVID sucks. So unfortunately, my plans had to change, but thankfully Barb was there for me and they offered their space and took me out to dinner. And honestly, it was a great experience because Barb and I actually met through QuiltCon together back in 2021. She made a beautiful quilt and I just loved it. And I knew that we would be friends. And so I started talking with her, and sure enough, we've been friends ever since. And she recently moved from Tennessee to Ohio. So when my path happened to take me in that direction, I am so thankful that I got to spend time with her at her house and her husband. We actually met for the first time in person at this year's QuiltCon, so 2024, going from knowing her in 2021, or meeting her, I should say, in 2021, to finally, meeting her, but meeting her in person in 2024 has been such a great treat. And yeah, I am super excited to continue the quilty journey with her as my quilty friend. How many times can I say quilty? I don't know, but we are definitely going to be, hopefully both of us will be at QuiltCon in 2025. Can you believe it's almost 2025? I feel like I'm going off on a tangent here, but anywho, talking about this country, it is quite beautiful and quite amazing to see different landscapes other than flat Texas. Once I got here to DC, the fun has not stopped. It has been back-to-back things. Well, I should say it will be back-to-back things, because the first weekend that I was here, Becca and I went to the Quilt Expo in Fredericksburg, and I got my first taste of a quilt show. Well, I guess other than QuiltCon, because I have gone to QuiltCon, but another quilt show. It's funny though, because the Sewing Expo is actually a show that comes to Irving, Texas, and goes across the country to other places, including here in Virginia. So it's interesting to see how the show is kind of set up differently than what I usually am used to in Dallas-Fort Worth. And this year I wasn't able to make it to the show because I was sick. So unfortunately wasn't able to go to the show this year, but you know, kind of got a little bit of kind of the same thing, but a little different. It was at the Expo Center. I don't remember the name of it. The Fredericksburg Expo Center, I think. Yeah, it was kind of funny because I did comment to Becca when we were driving up. I was like, "This is it. This is all it has." And she's like, "Well, you're not in Texas anymore, and let's be honest, everything's bigger in Texas." And she was right. The show was good. Don't get me wrong. The show was good, but there definitely wasn't as many quilts as when the show was in Irving. So it's a little bit of, I don't want to say culture shock, but a little shocking and a little bit of a difference, I guess. I feel like I'm rambling at this point. So let me talk a little bit about the quilts that I saw at the show that I absolutely loved. Also at the show, we had the Legit Kits booth. Now it's funny because I've actually seen them twice in person this year. Once earlier this year also in Virginia, now that I'm thinking about it. But anyways, it's kind of funny that I've seen them twice. Could have been 3 times if I wasn't sick, unfortunately, during the Irving Quilt Show. But anyways, so glad we got to see everybody, and Chuck was great to say hello to. So always great to stop in at the booth and talk to the guys about legit kits. Hopefully Mike will make it out to one of the shows one day, but it was great to stop in and say hello. Lastly, I did enter a quilt show this month. It was the Austin Quilt Show, and Amy, I'll make sure to link to her channel down in the description below. She was kind enough to play Quilt Fairy for me, and not only did she receive the package that had my quilts in it, but, you know, of course, deliver the quilts to the show, and she will be returning them. And I got 3 quilts hung up in that show, which I'm super proud of, because one of them, the 4-letter banana quilt, if you know, you know, that one actually hung in its 2nd show ever. I'm so happy that it was on display, and I even got an email saying that it won. Well, it didn't win, excuse me. It received a few votes for viewers' choice. I don't know how many votes it received. I was very excited when I opened the email. I thought I had won viewers' choice with it, but unfortunately I did not. But that's okay. I'm just super happy that it was on display, and some of you out there voted for it to win viewers' choice. At that show, I had Daydreamer, the Butterfly Effect, my 4-letter banana quilt, and I also entered the My Queen quilt. I love that it got displayed, and it's pretty awesome that 3 quilts were in my home state while I was not there anymore. So those will be coming back to me very soon. And of course, this upcoming weekend, we have the Cabin Branch Quilters show, and I can't wait to see my quilts on display for the first time ever here in Virginia. So keeping up the tradition of entering shows, and need to sit down and start working on what shows I'm going to be entering in 2025. So there you go. That's the wrap up. It was a long one. It was a lot to talk about. I've been up to so much over the past few weeks as we transition from summer to fall. It's hard to believe that October has started and we are now moving into the fall season, but so much more to come. And of course, QuiltCon is, I have a countdown clock on my phone, so I'm counting down the days to when I get to go to QuiltCon, and this time I'm going to be flying with Becca. Becca and I will both be going out to Phoenix, and I'm super excited for that. We have some exciting plans for that. Can't wait to meet other content creators who I haven't had the chance to meet, such as Sister Chicks. Di, of course, will be out at QuiltCon this year, so I'm super excited to meet her in person and get to hang out with her. And of course, meet up with everybody that I have already seen in the past, such as Beth of Goody Goods, and Tiffany, and Bill, and just everybody. It's going to be so much fun to see all my friends out there and hang out for a little bit. So there we go. I think that wraps everything up. It may have been a little long-winded, but I think that wraps everything up. And we're now ready to look towards October and setting up my sewing studio. Cannot wait to start doing live streams from there, but it's still going to be a while until I can get my stuff. So, hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Let YouTube know that you liked my video. It's a free way that you can tell YouTube that you like my content, and then hopefully YouTube will, of course, push this content out to other people who will hopefully like it as well. I almost said other creators. I mean, we're all creators because we make quilts, and anyways, that doesn't matter. Hope you have a great day, and remember guys, normal is just the setting on the dryer. Bye.